Welcome along to the round 2 of the UKSAs.com Better Racing League. We are at Hungary racing with 19 drivers ready to fight for the pole position. The format of this league is composed by a 18-minute qualifying, the short qualifying format, and a 100% race, which will cover around 2 hours of the stream. We are waiting to the session to start. Today we are in the Hungary ring. The record is held by Hamilton in the real F1 and is about a 1.16.627. We're expecting to get some lower lap time because of the game. The track is the length of the track is about 2.7 miles per lap. As the session starts now, everyone is waiting in the pits, putting the setup on probably. This is a high downforce track, so probably we're gonna have high wings like 6.9 or something like that. And every driver is gonna have different setups, of course. This is a very technical track because you have to look after the tires by the overheat and the tonnage management. It's gonna be so important. There are the few first cars that are going up. Let's get on board with T-Brand 1. As it starts the outlap, that's turn 2, downhill, easy to lock up. I remember everyone, this is a league with no assist whatsoever on, so it's gonna be extremely difficult, and the race it's gonna be characterized by the consistency. The most consistent drivers probably will win or will get the best out of on track by his qualifying position. We have few drivers that select the medium tire because we have majority of strategy. The two-stop strategy, it consists in soft, medium, medium, and the other one it's medium to hard. We're watching the Alfa Romeo driver that is about to start his lap. Round the 14th corner goes. Hot lap, max mode is on. There's a bit of traffic, probably is not gonna hold him up. Lock up in turn 1, short to the not a good exit of turn 2. Downhill, nicely done, glued to the inside of the track. Rounding up the hill for the hand of first sector, throwing the car, very easy to invalidate there. Easy on the throttle there, preparing the chicane. Lock up, and it's not gonna get a good time out of there. Probably it's not invalidated. We have one comment already. That's the start of the third sector. It's very technical, where you get the best of the worst of the tires, where they are overheat and already just a bit it's a 118.0. That's the banker of the pole position. We have the Renault right behind him finishing the lap. Around the last turn he goes. Fred and Lalasco in the Renault. DRS wide open, and it's just about 9 milliseconds to look at 1114. Let's see who is on a lap right now. Let's watch the championship leader of the drive, who won easily the first round, and that's an invalidate lap. As I said, very easy to invalidate there, running wide or too close to track limits, to the curb, to the inside curb. We have the Haas driver, T Modox 53, in the last sector as well, finishing his lap. Very technical last sector, it's very easy to lock up and very hard to go on full throttle. As I said, this is a no assist league, so it's very difficult to keep it on the track for the long amount, and that's the race start. That's the target of any driver, because I remember this is this is a 100% race. Let's see someone else. And that's a spin of Jace Nice, just about finishing his lap. He destroyed his front wing probably. That's unfortunate. He's gonna need to box. Hopefully it's not gonna hold up the Alfa Romeo. Maybe he does. Let's see Dirtness on his second lap on the mediums. Try to improve his position. I remember you all watching that the first prize of this championship, of the driver championship, is about 500 euros, 570 euros exactly, and the prize for this race is 57 euros for the first place, 25 or so for the second, and lower for the rest of the top 5. Finishing P5 is lap in the medium, very good effort. Thinking that the medium tire is gonna probably be slower than 7 tenths of a second. The pole is all for now. The provisional pole is a 1:15.8, much more faster than the Hamilton's one of last year, 1:16.6. Let's see Luca. It's probably gonna start the lap now, so let's sit on board and commentate on the Hungary. Wide open, DRS wide open, crossing the line as the starts lap. Very short back here. Turn 1, very easy to lock up as he does. Very hard to go on the throttle, quite fast. Braking downhill for turn 2. Need to stay glued to the left. Climbing up the hill for the end of sector 1. Nicely done. Bit going up the hill here, preparing the chicane, turn 6. A bit wide, lost some time on the entry probably, and there the technical part, current turn 7, 8, 9, and turn 10, almost flat out. Not for him. That's the sector 3, slight lock up, then turn 13. And turn 14. A bit wide even there. Full throttle, DRS wide open, and it's a 49. That's provisional pole from Luca. Very good lap, solid lap. We have Giulio that is about to start lap. Is on sector 3. taking a wide line to start a lot, to carry much more speed. Let's see what he is gonna do. There's a big activity on the track. Lock up turn 1, a bit slow on the exit. Climbed that hill quite nicely, very good done. Very pole for first sector by 2/100 of a second. That's quite nice. It's a yellow flag behind. It's not gonna cost him anything. Turn 8, 9 and 10. That's about 200 faster than his lap time. Closer to the pole position, but it's not enough. It's gonna need a good third sector. Let's watch him cross his line, and it's just about 25 milliseconds from pole. Let's go on board with Simopets, the championship leader in the Ferrari. The Italian driver want a back-to-back win, want a second win in a row. Let's talk through the rivalry that we're gonna face up in this Grand Prix. Mercedes and Red Bull wants their driver to fight for the second or first position. Very cheeky exit here. Second or first position. Aston Martin now in this game Racing Point. Renault in the future game will be Alpine, and McLaren, Mercedes, want their drivers to fight for third, first position in the constructor, and moreover to this race to get some good points, because this is only on 11 races championship. Then we have the battle between Ferrari and AlphaTauri, and that's another lap invalidated from Simopets. Very unfortunate. He has only 5 minutes, so it's gonna need to hook up a lap. Many driver in the box right now in the pit. Let's watch Hippie in the McLaren. It just is on his out lap, preparing the tires from the lap itself. In the out lap you want to go very slowly because you don't want to ruin your tires. You want to add the best. Just behind him we have an AlphaTauri, and it's probably starting his lap as well in the next lap. You can see 6th gear to minimize the tire, to minimize the tire waste, tire degradation, sorry. Penultimate corner, and then the final one. And it started the lap McLaren, currently in P9, 1.7 seconds away from the P1. A bit of a lock-up, 3rd gear to minimize the wheel spin. It's not putting on the DRS. Interesting decision from the McLaren driver. The Renault nicely done, leaving the space, the racing line. 2 gears down and then climbing up for the chicane, very tricky chicane. You can easily invalidate here in the exit, and it just about stay on the track. Another technical section. Very good down here. And this purple second sector by 6/7 of a second. Then 13. And finally onto the crosses line, and it's 1 second away from the pole position. Let's see the Renault driver of Bark's Little Hood about to start a lap. Just a man on the wheel, so he wants a good result. Something is lap. Nice. Only 2 minutes remaining for the session, then we're gonna move to the race, 100% race. A bit wide of turn 1. We're covering on the exit, quite nice. Solid lap so far. Well in track limits, hopefully it's not gonna held up by the other drivers, by the McLaren. Slightly over. He didn't invalidate, luckily for him. Then up the hill, the chicane. Nicely done here. A bit slow on the exit. That's the end of sector 2, and we're gonna see his time. It's a 15.6, not bad. And then we have the third sector. Hopefully the Haas is not gonna hold him up. And he doesn't. Second gear for the extra rotation, 4th, 5th, and then 6th, and throw everything, and it's a 18.2, which put him P17. That's 1 minute remaining for the shootout of the pole. At the moment Luca is first with a 14.9, just about the 15, and it's just set the purple middle sector 0.2 of seconds faster than his time. Closing the lap, let's see. It improved by almost a tenth, 98 milliseconds. That's quite nice, which stretched the gap even further to Julia's race, which just started the lap, so it's gonna be a very tough call for the pole position. We're gonna see the first sector of Julia. Mopeds, that's provisional pole position, 114.3. That's half a second faster than Luca, who was in provisional pole. Very nicely done by the Ferrari driver. Let's watch F1 Racing Warren, who set the quickest middle sector, purple middle sector. Everyone is improving so much because the track it's improving itself. Last turn he goes. Let's see his lap time, it's 5th. Let's see if he's gonna keep it. Let's see Fred Nolasco crossing the line, and it's 1:14.7 who put him P2, 3 tenths behind Simopets. Luca is going to the pits, so he's not gonna improve. Let's see Heisenberg. He just cut the chicanes, so unfortunate he's not gonna finish his lap. ADT as all Godzilla, finishing his lap, currently in P9. Let's see if he's gonna improve. And he just about does with P7. D-Power going to the picks. And T-Brand, the last one, who's gonna cross the line to a 118.3, which put him P19. So that's the end of qualifying. Simopeds showing strengths, showing the P1 as last quality. We have another comment. I'm gonna read it right now. So UK. I remember this is UK SS.com Battle Racing League. We are round 2 in the Hungary ring. Sadly, doesn't show me the comment, so if you want to write them again. Simopeds on pole position, 4 Italians in the top 5. Then we have F1 Fred Nolasco in P2, Luca, Giulio, Eisenberg. Was then Simopeds, yeah, very good lap, solid. Then we have Eisenberg, F1 Racing Warren, ADT Solo Godzilla, P7, Dart Shark P8 for Red Bull, Happy P9 for McLaren, and complete top 10 the German driver in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see the player adjusting his setups, his fuel, his strategy for the race, preparing for it. I remember you all watching live that we have paid prizes for the top 5 of the race. The first one get 57 euros or so, the second 25, and the rest just a bit less. Also, we have prizes for the driver championship and the constructor championship, a very big amount of a total prizes of £300, and it's 4, 5. And it's lights out and away we go. Simopeds is in first place. Is he gonna keep it now? Fred Nolasco get a very much strong start. And he's gonna keep it at turn 1. Simopeds is not gonna complain about that. We have an incident just behind. Yes, we have the racing point of Alain Juppe involved. With also the AlphaTauri going very wide at turn 1. But the race is long, we have 70 laps, so you better sit down and do as many laps as fast as possible without spinning. The consistency is gonna be the key. We have already a small gap from the P2 to the rest of the group. The 2 Ferrari are lining up in second and third position, very good by them, because his objective was to fighting for 6th position. They are currently on both podiums places. Fred Nolasco so takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Is gonna set the fastest lap, of course. Let's see who got the better start. Moon Graham on the AlphaTauri got 3rd position, gained 4th position. Also, Team Motox 53 gained 6th position, while Barks Littlewood sadly lost 5th position. Luca, the provisional pole under 2 minutes, is now in the pits. Probably he lost some front, he got some front wing damage. And he did. We had Fred and Alaska still in the lead, pressed right by Simopets. I remember you all, this is a no assist league, so it's gonna be tough for the drivers to keep it on the track for 70 laps, a very long time race. That hopefully they're gonna show us some very good battles on track. We're already at a big margin, about 3 seconds. Julia on Eisenberg trying to go for the position, for the third position. Let's see if it's gonna send it. It's not. It's smart. You don't need to go for such big dive on lap 2 when you have either 68 lap to prepare better this stack. We have two strategies, as I said. The first one is soft, medium, medium, and the other one is medium to hard. Let's see what tires are the drivers on. Most are on the soft tires, just because the top 10 had to start the race on the set of tires that they qualified on. When the back of the grid, from the 11 driver to the 20, they could choose the set of tires. Some went for the softs, others for the medium. In my opinion, the best strategy is going medium hard, because the drops are gonna drop up very easily, very fast. You see the gaps are almost the same, around 4 to 8 tenths. The two Mercedes in 4th and 5th, we have already the first penalty to T Brand 1 for corner cutting. iPhone Racing warning, ganging up with Julia Race to get a position of the Ferrari driver, and as I said, Simopets overtook Fred and Lasco, and I lost that, sorry, as it's now in the lead in P1 with Fred already off the DRS range. We have a yellow flag, and it's the us driver of T-Modex 53, who is allowing penultimate place, and is gonna go into the pits because he's probably broke the front wing. As Dirt Shark already put another brand new set of softs. Let's see Simo, comfortable in his third position. He's gonna manage the race probably. In such a long race like this one, you want to keep it on the track consistently, not like that. It's gonna cost him a warning surely for corner cutting. Let's see, we have Julius really close to Heisenberg. The ultimate turn, is he gonna go for the overtake on this lap? We'll find out. He has the DRS while Heisenberg does not. Overtake on, DRS on, he's sure gonna go for it. And he backs out of it. We have an overtake by the McLaren driver on Depot. Very nice overtake, quite an easy one. And it's now the first medium runner, which is a good advantage because it's gonna get a nice overcut to the soft driver. We have the first penalty for the top 10 position of ADT Solo Godzilla, which is very close to F1 Racing Warren, just in the second sector. Slightly lock up. Two-tenths of a second just behind. We have also F1 Mason running real close to Alan. On the medium compact, while Alan is on Alan Jeep is on the R tires, the slower one, the slowest. While the top two is already completed the 5th lap, Mark Christian left the session. Fred Nolasco is 4.5 seconds away. Where Julius overtook Heisenberg. Yeah, they're going wheel to wheel on turn 3, and Julia get the move done by the end of sector 1. They drain quite fast the ERS. The battery is below 20%, and it's gonna be an hard task to recover it all, because we know on high downforce track the battery really needs such a long time to recover, so you have to manage it well, same as the tire. We have another 3-second time penalty for F1 Mason 23. The closest battle is between ADT Solo Godzilla and F1 Racing. We have the Renault driver. Our back's a little hood, we're a bit wide. He's gonna have DRS, overtake on, and look for a dummy, maybe preparing for the attack, for the back straight, for the main straight actually. We have some people already in the pits. The Red Bull driver changing his nose, changing his front wing. And we see Happy going for the position. It's not Muman is not gonna give up, but he has to. Happy got 6th position, and the McLaren driver is now in the objective that the teams gave it to him, to be in the to beating Aston Martin and Renault. There is Fred Nolasco in P2, but it's already a good step further for the McLaren driver. We have Jay Nisling currently in P12, looking to go for P11. The closest battle is now between the top 2, the top 2 for the battle for 2nd place between Fred Nolasco and Julius Race. Overtake on, DRS wide open, and Fred is sitting duck here. They are going with the wheel in turn 1. Around the outside he goes and gets the move done. We have to say Fred has a lot more ERS, like 50% more, so I think he can stick up with him, following and overtaking when he considered the best. The soft tires are gonna be degraded even now. We have already have like 8 laps, so the race is going really fast. Actually, I'm having quite a good time. I hope you're doing as well. Let's see, the closest battle on track is between AD and Lane Up, and he just overtook him. I would say let him by. The Red Bull driver, who had to change his nose and change his tire to the hard one, not to the medium compact, sorry. We have Jay real close to the Alfa Romeo driver. When the when the red light of the car ahead is flashing, it means that is below 10%. You can see the Alfa Romeo driver going really wide. The tires are dropped off, and he decides to go into the pits to change them. He's gonna lose some position, but probably he's gonna get an undercut on this driver. We have many people in the pit as Baxel Hood and F1 Mason switch him to the mediums, while the Alfa Romeo driver got an interesting decision, switching to the soft one, which are the fastest, but they durable the less. We can see Giulio is just about out of the DRS range. Fred Nolasco overtook him back because, as I said, he had much more energy recovery system, ERS. Simopets while is countably first in the first place, and we have a spin, and we have F1 Mason in the last place with new hard tires. Probably they were cold, and he spun off. But nothing is said already because we are only on a lap 10 of 70. So anything can happen. A safety car with a crash or so. We have the Racing Point driver. In the next game, your game, we're gonna have the Aston Martin one. They were gonna be called. Swapping places. Luca showing much more pace, at least in qualifying. Let's see if his teammates can keep up with him. We have also Brent just about 1 second just out the DRS range of Dirty Shark, the Red Bull driver, as Janie's took a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. And that's a spin, that's ADT Solo Godzilla, the Italian driver who put it in the wall, and it's brought out a yellow flag. Let's see if it's gonna show up a safety car or a virtual safety car. It doesn't look like, and it's a green flag, so nicely done. We have both Mercedes. We have the Mercedes as Julius Race getting out of the pits. He put mediums compound tires on, set of tires on, and also F1 Racing Warren put in the medium as well as his teammates. Let's see D-Power very close to Moonman Graham, the AlphaTauri driver. Is sandwiches by the two McLaren. D-Power does has the best tire, the medium one, because the soft now are really dropped off and their performances are really low. We have a 3-second time penalty for Buxley Wood. He's in the DRS range. In this game it's very hard to overtake when you are the third man of a DRS on the DRS train. Let's see a mistake from Happy. Muhan might get his chance to overtake him before going to the pits. Very wide line for Happy, a short one for Muhan. Is gonna get a great opportunity. Overtake on DRS on, extremely defensive for Happy. He's gonna go around the outside if he's gonna keep it. They are going wheel to wheel for the second place, provisional second place. Muhan chops him off and gets second place virtually. I remember you all these guys still have to pit. Let's see who have done it already. Fred Nolasco, the P2, which is gaining a lot on Simopets right now because of the undercut. We already Heisenberg on the Ferrari, or was already pitted, and most of the drive on the back of the field. Let's see if the leader is gonna pit. No, he's not. He's already catched up to Timodox. Luca 1114 got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We are going to see many of them in this race because Hungary is a very deadly track for time penalties, especially in the second sector with degraded tires. It's really hard to keep it on the track quite nicely. Let's see D-Power on his teammate. Overtake on. He's gonna go for it. He's Happy, let him go. It looks like Yes, he's not gonna fight because he know that D-Power has the better tire on, and Happy is probably gonna pit soon, as the other guys in front, Simopets, Muham, Graham. Let's see, Heisenberg fighting with Mr. G and Hammer Time. Remember Lewis Hamilton. His red light is flashing, so he's below 10%. Oh, almost a spin from Heisenberg. We navigate quite nicely the chicane. I remember you all, this is UK SA Dakar Battle Racing League. This is round 2. The first one got win by Simopets, who is currently in the lead and got fastest lap. Let's watch then the Constructor Championship that we have. Mercedes is actually first with 22 points, Red Bulls 16. I don't really get that because maybe Simopets swapped team. But the first race, oh, we have a good fight between Heisenberg and Mr. G Hamtime, who does not want to give up the position even if he's on the slower tire. Heisenberg going around the outside of turn 3, just enough space for him, led by Mr. G Man Hammer Time, who has to concede that position, and Heisenberg goes up in 7th place. We have a yellow flag, and that's Julius Race, one of the top 3 guys that led 2 drivers come up. Very fairly done. It's probably gonna have a damage if he touched the wall. Very sad for him. He was having a really good race, but nothing is said already. We are only lap 15 of 17, and we have another spin maybe of Happy because he's lost many places. Up ahead we have Muham, top 3 driver, boxing this lap, while Simopets is still going on. It looks like a very comfortable night for Simopets. He's already 27 seconds up ahead, second place, who hasn't pitted yet, but he's on the medium tires, so he can go longer than the Italian driver, that's sure. Let's see if we have Fred and Lasco catching up D-Power, who has pitted. He's probably gonna get him on the next lap. A 12 lap start does really matters on this track, because these tracks kill the tires and you have to manage them really nice. As once Seb told to his rival Lewis Hamilton. He's in the DRS range, maybe a bit too far to try a dummy. Wide exit for McLaren, the McLaren driver, carrying a bit much speed. Fred is putting the overtake button on, while D-Power is not, but it's too far away, and he has to wait another lap, or is he gonna go for it on the round the outside? He goes, Fred Nolasco, and he got him. He got him because the McLaren driver broke really early and conceded that position as well. We have Nagletus, who is a reserve driver, doing amazing right now because we're currently in 5th place. He hasn't pitted yet, but it's the same pace of the Ferrari driver Heisenberg, who has already pitted, so he's doing a really good job. We have some cars swapping around in the first sector. F1 Racing Warren just overtook Moonman, and there goes Happy, a very brave overtake. That's really nice. We have a yellow flag in the second sector. I don't know who this is, Nagleton. And I jinxed that, as I said that. And I said he was doing great. He lost the car, probably because of the tire degradation, as the leader has just pitted for a brand new medium compact tire. And he's catch up to Timotux 53, who is gonna let him pass because of the blue flag, as he does quite nicely. We have the Williams on Mr. Graham Hammer Time pitting. We have a nice train of cars with Happy catching up to F1 Racing Warrior, who got his position last lap, braking really late, locking up both tires. We have a nice train of cars from Slagleton to Happy, and he's gonna join very soon also Muhammad Graham. Let's see a bit further back. Mr. Graham Hammer Time just got out of the pits on a brand new set of medium tires, as Luca overtook. Who's in the wall? Happy's in the wall, the McLaren driver. He didn't break the suspension, but he probably lost the front wing, as Simopet set the fastest lap on a brand new set of medium tire. And Happy got overtaken by the Racing Point drivers and just about stays in front of Jay Nees. Another yellow. Okay, no yellow flag at all. So let's see. We have Maze on a brand R tire. 3-second time penalty for Simopeds. He has to rework his whole race for the incident on turn 1 on lap 1. But the race is long, we have still 52 laps to go. There is plenty to play. We have a nice battle between Happy and Harline Jeep. Happy's on the inside, got the best traction of the pair of them, and gets the move done on 12th position. On this game there are not much effect, but in real life, if you lock up that much, the tire is gonna be more than a square of than a circle, so you're gonna feel it and probably box many times. Let's see how the wheels go on board with Dirt Shark just behind Tubra, who hasn't pitted yet. He's on a 17 mediums lap tire, and it's really slowing him down. It's gonna get him on this lap quite surely. He can't go full throttle as he would like to. Get a decent exit, DRS wide open, overtake on, and that's quite an easy pass. Dirt Shark goes a bit wide, but managed to keep the position. He's on the R tire, so he probably want to do as much lap as possible. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. There's a spin of Mr. GM Hammer Time of on 1 lap old medium tires. That's sad for him. Probably he didn't broke the front wing, but he decides that's it. That's his race over. After that spin, maybe he had contact with some drivers and decides to let it go do the work. We're finally McLaren driver going to the pits after 19 laps. A very good stint for him. He's gonna put the faster set of tires, the soft one, and exchange also the nose, the front wing, and he gets out of the pits. He's gonna fight with the Alfa Romeo driver for the position now. He's already got him. and is just about behind Dirt Shark, who's on a 6-lap old hard set of tires. The power is now gonna be incredibly fast with this new set of tires. The soft really work really good in the first 2-3 laps. And also the Alfa Romeo driver, the German driver, is below 10% of ERS, just 8%, while he's on 100%. So we are going to see me overtake him at the first opportunity that he got. Maybe going around the outside is quite brave and turn now. Is it gonna apply the overtake? It's not. It's gonna wait smartly for the main straight. Let's see how the German driver comes into the pits after 10 laps on the soft. Decides not to hold much more the McLaren driver, who is now in clean air and needs to get the gap of almost 6 seconds down to Snaglitz. Let's see the objectives of the teams. While there is no really a good a fight on this time of the race, Merckx versus Red Bull. Let's see who is winning right now. Is most likely the English team, the Mercedes, the black Mercedes of Giulio is now in P3, and F1 Racing World with P5, virtually P6 because of his time penalty. The two Red Bull driver is one on P9 and the other is retired, so it's not looking for a good day for them. Dirt Shark is on the hard tire, so he can really go longer than the rest of the field, but he needs to get up the pace, get up the speed, and try to get in the top 5, which could really help them. Then we have the fight between Aston Martin, Racing Point in this game, as I said, Renault and McLaren. The stronger one at this stand is the Renault, with Fred Nolasco in P2, trying to get closer to Simopets. Then we have the two McLaren at points in P8 and P10, with Deep Power, who was on a brand new softed softs, and Happy, who is on the mediums, where has been some laps before. While instead of the Racing Point of Alan Jupp and Luca are really backing off the expectation, Luca more than his teammates, because he really got a nice qualifying, but probably got an accident would cost him to pit on the first few laps. About Ferrari versus Alfa, there is no story, because we have the Ferrari that are scoring much more points than everyone else, with Simopets in first place and Eisenberg 67 in fourth place. They're really carrying the team to the Constructor Championship, as this boss would like to. We have a yellow flag in the second sector. Let's see whose that is. And it's the Racing Point driver Luca, and things are going bad worse for him. Let's see if he's gonna with Mason, who decides not to go for it, not to attack him, and to stand behind him and look for an opportunities on the main straight. Luca is waving around, not really close to the racing line. Maybe a bit of frustration, he pushed too hard. I remember you all, this is a no hasses league, so they don't have ABS on, traction control, or even the racing line. So you really must try this track quite a bit to understand the braking point, the traction point, when you can go really flat out, and how much you can force the tire to the limit. We see Luca going to the pits, and he's gonna change his nose, probably destroyed it on his accident, who brought out the yellow flag. As we were speaking, let's go on board with Snaglefuf, who's on a 23 laps old mediums. He started on it and is really going along with this medium. Is probably gonna go on to the hard tires and then try to finish the race on them, on that compound. We have another yellow flag in the second sector, and it's now green, so it's not terminal damage. We will talk about Alfa Romeo and versus us. The Alfa Romeo are now looking just outside the points in P11 and P13 with T Brown and Phil Cree ZZ, while the Haas drivers are one in P19 with Timodox and the other one is P12, sandwiches by the two Alphas. Let's see the penalties. Let's see, Simopets got 3 seconds, the top 3 got 3 seconds, while F1 Racing Warren got 3 seconds, so he needs to stretch the gap from D Power, who's from Wuhan, who's just about the 3 second range, so it's virtually P5. Let's see, it's a Dirt Shark as 5 seconds, Happy got 8, probably 5 seconds that he got for speeding in the pit lane. Tibran 2 penalty for multiple warning, and then the most of them got 3 seconds. Let's see from the start of the race who got the best race so far. Probably Simopets, because he's still in the lead, as Fred Nolasco still in P2. And then we have Muhan, who is really picking up the pace, gained 7th position from the start, as T Brown, who started P19 and is now P11. So he's looking for the points finisher, who will really help his team. We have also some races that are going quite good, as Lucas one, as I said, started P3, is now back, is now down in P17, which is gonna be really frustrated. He put a new set of mediums tire on once again. He's 17 seconds away from F1 Mason 23, so it's gonna be an hard task to recover the gold, but he has 44 laps to go, so he has all the time he needs. We have Janie really close to the Alfa Romeo driver. He got overtaken by him. He's below 10%. He's gonna try the overtake now. The Alfa Romeo driver got a poor exit, but is not really going for it. We have a nice battle for P11, with just 9 seconds away from the McLaren driver of Happy, who got 8 seconds of penalty. So anything is possible in this race, as I remember. 3 seconds for the German driver in the Alfa Romeo, who is really pushing hard. Oh, and it's pushed too hard. T Brown wound, got his car into the wall, and it's probably a fair amount of front wing damage, as the leader now got past him because of the blue flag. The German driver let him go quite easily. He's 17 seconds away, the second, with still Fred Nolasco, who is doing great, and it's marked the 28th lap. We have T Brown off course boxing after the accident. Let's see what tires is gonna go on. he had 26 medium tires, 26 old medium tires, and let's go for another set of medium. So for the rules, he's gonna need to get into the pits another time at least. He's probably gonna go for a set of hard after this set of mediums, as we ride on board of Alan Job, who's riding for Tier Brown, who came out of the pits. He's on a 26 old hard tires, so it's gonna be an hard task for him to get him behind, to stay in front of the Alfa Romeo driver. He's now, you can see by his driving style that he's really skating on ice, really hard on the circuit to keep the temps down and the tire degradation optimal. And you can see how much time he gained T-Brown, already a second, only in 1 second and a half. He's probably gonna gain even more. Let's see if he can get to in the DRS range around turn 3 and 14. That the DRS range, and he's just about made it through. He's applying the overtake. He's gonna get really close to the Allinger, but it's not close enough, of course, for a dummy. That's the closest battle on track. It's probably gonna be hold up by the Racing Point driver, but as I said, half a lap doesn't really matter because you have all other 40 lap to go. But he decides he doesn't want to think about it anymore and go for it as a mistake of Allenjup. And we can see Luca 114 has retired from the race, probably got an accident. Sector 3 is smashing his suspension, but he didn't broke out the safety car. We have Timotox, we have Mr. G-Man Hammer Time, that the Alfa Romeo pass. We're almost at mid-race. Let's see how many pit stop have the guys done. Sorry, here. So most just did a one stop, while the Red Bull driver of Dirt Shark already got his second pit stop done as Timotox, while Luca were on his third pit and side, and probably smashed into the wall. Very unfortunate for him. We have Mr. G Hammer Time that he has through. He's now in last place. Let's see the gaps. There's an incident in Sector 1, and that's the Haas of Timotox 53. Was really can go over his mistake in the early stages of the race, and he's gonna be quite a bit frustrated. You can see Simopets waving around. Thanks for letting by. Let's go right on board him and commentate the next lap together. He's on a hard charge mode. He's 90%. He's not using overtake whatsoever, just because he doesn't need to, of course. The Ferrari engine sound good. The Ferrari just announced that in 2025 they're gonna have a full electric engine, so it's gonna be a really big step further for F1. Let's commentate over this lap of Simopeds. Braking just before the 50 millibars, third gear to minimize the wheel spin. Really going early on the throttle. Kissing the curb in the entry, downhill, not locking up, quite good. Really good on this first sector. A bit wide on this lap, on this turn. Climbing up. He could have done that better. Ooh, almost got a spin. Chicane, turn 6. Nicely done. Then we have turn 7, the technical issues. Technical curves. Turn 8, 9 and 10. Almost flat out. 7 gear, really big braking point to third. That's so much easy to lock up on this corner. Is very good, showing his talent. He's 20-second up the second place. We have a spin in the it's probably a spin. I don't know who was it. Let's see. Let's go on board on deep power. Just got through the racing point driver who let him go because of the blue flag. We had a really exciting first 20 laps of the race. We almost hit the half of the race, and the gap are really stretched. Almost 7 seconds to each driver. The closest battle is between D-Power and F1 Racing Warren, who is really doing such a good job for the Mercedes crew. As Julius, I remember you all, is spun and is still in P3, showing his real good pace that he has. I don't know who is in the best position right now, because the Power has 12 old soft tires. The soft tire, remember, all drops off around lap 7, lap 8. While F1 Racing Warren got 21 old set of medium tires. Most of the drivers pitted around lap 25, 26, so he's almost at the end of his stint with the mediums, and probably is gonna put a set of hard tire on to go to the end of the race. Write in the chat who are you cheering for, who you would like to see on the podium. We have 6 spectators. If you want, you can write a message in the comments. I'll give you also the link to join the Discord. Okay, someone asked for the complete map. You got it. Let's wave at chat super. D-Power is now 1.5 seconds off the Mercedes driver. Means these tires already drop off. Then Luca quit the session. He was watching with us the race after the retirement. And we have a spin, and that's Timodox entering the pit No, he doesn't want to. He's gonna continue. He's now last with a 1 lap whole tire. It's only hard one. We can see Alan Jupp on a 32 old laps tire, and Timo Dux left the session. Deciding he got enough of the race. It was very unfortunate. This race is spun multiple times as in the start of the race. Same one. 5-second time penalty for F1 Meso speeding in the pit lane. It's gonna cost it much. I was saying Alan Jupp got a 33 old set of mid-R tires, which is really a long time. Almost half of the race. But you can see it's like driving on ice. There's probably nothing more, and it's gonna pit quite soon to a set of mediums. I would recommend for him. We have the two ghosts of the two last, Timo Dux and Mr. G-Man Hammertime. And we have another penalty for Fred Nolasco, who has now got 6 seconds. They're gonna cost him quite a bit for Julia, who needs to close the gap to 3 seconds to get second place. The best, let's see the best laps they have done so far. Simopets with an 119.0.0, and he's probably gonna smash it when he comes into the pits in about 5 laps. Most of the drivers are on old tires, and Timo Dux informed us that he retires himself because he caused a bigger crash when he crashed, and he's not feeling 100% today, so we hope him a good recovery. And we have another retirement. It's F1 Mason 23, who's left the session. So it's our 5th retirement after Luca Ideal, and then we have the two ghosts of Timo Dux and Mr. G-Man Hammertime. Let's see, Alan Jupp is now going to the pits after 34 laps on the hard tire. Let's see what tires he's gonna go on. I think the medium, and he does. He's gonna change the nose as well. Let's go on board with a Renault driver of Bucks Little Hood, who is the owner of the league, and is generously put a fair amount of money on it, because the first driver to win this race is gonna get £50, the second 20, and as I said, the top 5 let best a bit less. Someone in the comment just told me to get a Mark Guinea. I don't know who it is. I think probably a second commenter want to chat with. I would love to. We are on lap 38 of 70. We overtook the middle of the race. We are on board with a Renault driver of Back to the Hood as Simopets put on a new fastest lap of 180.7 on a 22 old medium set of tires. That's unbelievable. It's drained all his ERS probably, and it's put a really good performances. And the power went into the pits from his 15 laps with softs. Yes, purple lap for Simopeds. Deep Power got the hard tires on, as Dirt Shark got the medium tires on. Let Fred Lonoska by. We're in the first sector, curl round 3 and then 4th up the hill. Let's see the gaps of the drivers to see if there is an interesting battle. There is one. It's between Dirt Shark and the Alfa Romeo driver. He's really going for it on limit. I hope he's not gonna spin pushing too hard. It's 1.4 second just behind Red Bull driver, who's just came out of the pits, so he's gonna have much more space than him. I'm curious what is the gap from the driver in front. The last two drivers who are Ghost are 3 laps away, while the racing point of Allenjup is 2, and then from 7th to 14 are 1 lap down. So we could say Moonman is now on turn 8 and 9. I'm doing the third sector for the 39th time. That's the 4th time today. In this long race, you have to keep the concentration high. You have to stay alert to not go on the gas too early or not brake too late, to keep your braking point as good as you did during the whole race, because one mistake and you're gonna lose a ton of time, and you want to do that because there is a really nice prize for the top 5, so you want to be as consistent as possible. Most drivers are gonna box soon, as does Fred Nolasco and Julius race. Fred Nolasco go on to the mediums, as does Giulio, so they're going to the end of the race with a brand new set of mediums. We're on lap 41, they need to do other 29, so they're on the cusp actually, because the mediums is on puncture territory after 30 laps, as we saw. So they need to manage them tires. Let's see if Giulio can join Fred Nolasco for the battle of P2. We have currently 1 and 2 lockout for Ferrari, Simopets and Heisenberg. They both need speed. Heisenberg is gonna be overtaken by Fred very soon. He has 28 better tires, and we have an overtake. Snaggleton overtook Frohl for the last point position. Let's go back to Fred and Nolasco. Heisenberg is not gonna pit this lap, so let's see who's gonna come out on top of this battle for second place. Fred Nolasco has DRS open, overtake on, and he's going for the overtake. He locks up the front left tires, but he managed to keep on the track, give enough space to the Ferrari driver, and gets the move done. Heisenberg is not gonna try to damage the Renault driver, who is now in second place. Let's see the teammates of Fred Nolasco. Baxel the Hood is doing quite nice. Armabiol is on just have a month of experience on the wheel, and is at 31 laps medium tire, so he needs to get rid of them and put a set of mediums, because now they can do really that distance, 27 laps, quite easily. So he could gain a lot of time if he decides to pit for the medium. F1 Racing Warner just made his pit stop. It's 10 seconds away from the top 5. 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane for the German driver. Barks is not going to the pit. Barks led past Julius Reis, who is currently in P4 with a brand new set of medium tires. He's desperately trying to get in the 3-second gap to Fred Nolasco. We have people laughing in the chat, saying ciao, which means hello in Italian. Let's go on board with the leader. Let's see if he's gonna pit soon, or is he gonna stretch the medium even further to go into the soft by the end of stint. I don't think it's a wise choice, because he does already have the fastest lap of a 1:18.7, almost a second quicker than anyone else, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Simopets is really astonishing. His driving style is so good to watch, and something that he has much more than anyone else is the consistency. As Lewis Hamilton showed us in his dominance, Simopets can really hammer time, as we say, and stick to a rhythm. Jumpets, probably the father. I think it's the father of Simopets, who is watching proudly his son. Yeah, it's very close to Hamilton. Probably in the next races, we will like to see a fair battle for the first position. We're counting on lap 45. We have 25 and a half to go. And position look quite iced, but anything can happen after pit stop. We have Eisenberg on a 32 old mediums. He's probably willing, to go to the soft, but it's still so much early to do that. And Mooman, Graham in the pits. Let's see, he navigate quite nicely. There is TG for NBA 03 in the chat. Let's say hi to him. What do you think of today's qualification? It was really close. The top 8 margin was under the half a second, which is the closest gap in Malaysia 2012, which is quite a great result that F1 got, because they were really struggling in the last years to get a compact grid, while now it looks like open championship between Verstappen and Hamilton. I wouldn't say so for Bottas, who qualified P8 for Mercedes, and that's quite incredible. No, we have a retirement. We have Baxley, who has retired for the race. I don't know what happened to him, but he was on a That's really sad for him. On a 34 all last set of mediums, and it's now out of the race. He spun. No, it's really sad. The owner of the league, I hope he hit the hole, broke the suspension probably, and now gets overtaken by Allenjup, and is gonna get overtaken by the Ghost also. That's really unfortunate for him. He was doing great until then. He was in comfortably in 12th position, but we have still 9 rounds to go, so anything can happen in the championship. Simopets looks like the one who is gonna win, but maybe he's gonna have a challenger soon, because the Williams will replace his drivers, since they didn't show up tonight, as Moodman Graham take a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He just came out of the pits in a brand new set of mediums. In the chat asked me, who do you think will win tomorrow? It's a tough call. 5-second time penalty for Simopets, sorry, for spinning in the pit lane. That's really gonna cost him quite much. He can't allow himself other mistakes. That's quite a silly one, if I can be honest. He put a set of mediums on. He's gonna go for the fastest lap on the next lap, and we're gonna go right on board him. Going back to the question they asked him in chat, it's a real tough call. It really depends on the start, because Imola is one of the few tracks. It's like a Fred Nolasco with a 1.18.7, so I keep it direction by this. But that's quite a nice lap for Fred Nolasco, who's on a new set of mediums, 6 lap old mediums, while Eisenberg on a 35 laps old set of tires. He hasn't pitted yet. He's really trying to stretch them at max, maybe to go on the soft tire, to guarantee himself a really last stint. Let's go on board with Simopets. Last turn he goes. Let's commentate his lap through. It's probably gonna be a fastest lap, because he has new medium tire on. Going to overtake, going down to 3rd gear. Really going for it. 7th gear, glued to the left side of the track, kissing the curb. The Alfa Romeo is not. Yeah, now it is. He is walking aside. 2 gears down for the left corner, climbing up in the 2nd sector. Navigate really nice. That's chicane, turn 6. Really nicely done. Then the technical part, turn 7, 8. Then we have turn 9 and 10. That's the 3rd sector with round 2, 12, 13. Very easy to lock up. And last turn, turn 14, with Timodox, who just got back in racing and has to let Simopets by. As he does, he didn't do the fastest lap. That's quite unexpected. He goes wide in turn 1. You are Matteo Bobby in English. Thanks for that. I don't know who is Matteo Bobby, but probably is a commentator. We have 9 spectators. Thank you all for tuning in. Fred Nolasco, another fuchsia, I will say, another fastest lap with 1:18.5. 1/10 quicker than before, with Eisenberg who finally pitted for a new set of mediums and is gonna go to the end with this. We have only 20 laps remaining, and it's quite getting exciting for the top 5. For Racing Warren, I don't have the gap to him to Eisenberg, but watching it, it's gonna be around 20 seconds or so. So Eisenberg is really comfortable on his P4. It's really too much further than Julius Race in the Mercedes. Simopets with a 1:18.2. That's the fastest lap we had, 3 times faster than Fred Nolasco in P2. Max Specs 71 told me that Matteo Bobbi is a commentator on F1 Sky, an Italian. Simopets 3-second time penalty, and that's quite sad for him because he can't afford that much of mistakes. Let's see how many penalty he got. He got 5 seconds more than Fred Nolasco. The gap is 23 seconds, so he's still comfortable with it, but he can't allow a spun or something like that. He will lose probably the first position. Let's go on board with Dirt Shark. We have a spun in first sector. That's the Williams of Snagletov, probably, yeah. We'll let pass the Reset Point driver. Let's go back to Dirt Shark. Simopets, so 1:17.8. That's a marvelous lap, really wonderful. 6/10 of a second faster than his rival. That's the closest battle we have on track between Dirk Shark and Muham Graham, fighting for the 7th place. He's counting on 4% of energy. It's called ERS, Energy Recovery System. With this, it's the electronic part of the engine, which allows you to push whenever you want by clicking the boost button. Is in the DRS range, is in 7/10. Is slightly older mediums, 7 laps older mediums. So he can get the best out of his tires because they have a lifelong, which is the best one is probably within the 10-15 laps, and the worst one is in the last 5, between 25 and up. Let's see how much energy does Boonham Graham, who's gonna get DRS from Timex, probably. He doesn't, just about, probably. He's on 25% of DRS. Dirt Shark is on 33, and interesting, didn't get the DRS, even if he's 8 tenths behind. Probably he wasn't by the time he crossed the DRS range. Timox go inside to let them battle, to let them through. We have 27 laps to go. We have Simopets in first place, Fred Nolasco in second, Julio Race in third for the Mercedes. Let's watch the fight that the teams wanted, the objective that the team wanted. The Mercedes versus Red Bull rivalry is going up also in this league than in real life too. The Mercedes is dominating in this fight today, with Julius currently in third position and F1 Racing Warren currently in fifth, while the Red Bull have Dirt Shark, we are on board with him, currently in 8th position, looking to get the 7th, and the other one driver who retired from the race and is last. So Mercedes is gonna come out on top of this battle. Then we have the Racing Point against Renault against McLaren. we have for the McLaren two drivers, both in the points. Only Mercedes and Ferrari can say the same. But the best out of the trio is doing by Fred Lasco, the Renault driver. Sadly, his teammates Max Ludehood retired from the race, while the two Racing Point, I'll say the only one that remains on the track is Alan Jupp, currently in P14 with a slightly old set of mediums. I don't think he can go to the end with it. He's gonna put a set of softs, most likely, while his teammates look at 114 after qualifying on P3 has retired from the race after many spins that he did during the first half of the race. Let's take a look at the penalties. Simovets got 11 seconds, that's quite a big amount of penalty, 5 for spinning in the pit lane and the other 6 for cutting the track for multiple warnings. You can see Dirt Shark taking the racing line, Moen Greyman going the fence. Is he gonna try to go around the outside? He is. He's not applying the overtake. Is he gonna get any space from the AlphaTauri driver? Yes, he is, because he backs out of it. He broke really late, and now the Red Bull driver is up into 7th place. We have really to make our congrats to Eisenberg and DV Power, who are the only drivers not to get a penalty, and after 55 laps I can assure you it's not easy at all. While the German driver in the Alfa Romeo, who is now going to the pit, probably for a set of softs, he could. Let's see. Yes, he's going to the softs. 17 seconds of penalty is counting 5 of them into the pit. It's now 12. While Timotox has 19, is currently in P15. Is a lap down. Now I think it's more than a lap down. Let's see. Yeah, it's 4 lap down. Simopets, and I think he backs on the race. Is no longer the Ghost who's driving. It doesn't look like it does look like the Ghost actually. Maybe not. I'm gonna walk on board with him. No, it's definitely not the Ghost. He's driving himself, so nicely done for him to join back and finish the race. It's really important to do that. Even if you are P15, you have no idea what can happen. And that's almost a spin, but he managed to stay on the track. So he's really doing a good job, even if he's P15. So GG's to him. We have a double pit stop for Snaglefeld and the German driver in the Alfa Romeo, but on a new set of medium tire. Let's predict the strategy of our drivers. So Simopets is surely gonna end up with this set of mediums, as Fred Nolasco, as probably Julius Race, as Eisenberg, and so F1 Racing Warren. DV Power on the R tires is surely gonna go to the end, as Dirt Shark, who is gonna be really slow in the last few laps with a very degraded tires. Muhan, Graham and Happy are also going to the end of the race with his mediums, and so do Snaglotus and the FLCRZZ, who just put the softs on, a brand new set of softs, sorry. While Tibran and probably now most likely only Tibran is not going to end up on these medium tires, at least if it doesn't want to risk a puncture. And we have another fastest lap for Simofets, 1:17.799, just about the wall of 1:17.8. showing his dominance. Let's go on board with him. Yes, as you can see, he has now below 20% of ERS. It does mean that he drained it all for this last lap to go on the fastest lap. You can see it's very clean on this lap, away from the curb to avoid errors. The best ability of this driver is really the consistency. As we saw from Fredo Lasco, who has never spun or did some mistake, it's just the raw speed that he needs to improve, but it's gonna get all the time to get fast as Simopets. Just need to exercise a bit more, and we're going to have a nice battle for the championship lead. As I want to remind you all, this is UKSA.com Battle Racing League. There is one of the only few leagues run with no assist on, neither the racing line, makes a lot difficult for the drivers. I can speak for them because I race with racing line on, and that's it. And driving with it, without it, it's quite hard. It's quite an hard task, because you have to remember all the braking points, and it's not easy at all. I want you to remember all that we have this league does give prize for the top 5. The first one got £50, the second around 20 or 25, I can't remember well, and then we have prizes also for the third, fourth and fifth. There is also prizes for the Drivers' Championship and Constructor Championship with a total amount of £3,000. We are now on lap 60. We're only 10 to go. Less than a 25% race. £50 are like 57 euros. For the Italians that are watching, there are many actually. We have 7 spectators. Yes, Chat Super, it's £50. Yeah, that's quite a big price. That's why everyone is really concentrate. We haven't seen a safety car yet. No one wants to retire. Everyone wants to get in the top 5 till the last lap. They are not gonna give up. We had some retirements because of incident caused by a suspension broken, and we have the Red Bull of Dirt Shark was running quite easily into P6, lost the position to Muhan and to D-Power, sorry. I wonder if he got damage to his front wing. Let's see from this vision. Now it doesn't look like he has both flaps, so if he has a damage, it's not a major one, so he can end the race with it. And it doesn't look like, because he goes straight into the pits. Maybe he does want to get rid of the tires, and he's probably gonna change the front wing too. Let's see which set is going on to. It's going obviously to the soft tires. It's not changing the front nose, so as I was saying, there wasn't a major damage. And maybe he's trying to go for the fastest lap, who is now holded by Simopets. Is a 1:17.799. Let's see, throughout all the race, who got the most out of it from qualifying. It looked like Muhan Graham, who is now in P7. He gained 6th position, qualified on 13, of course. And Simopet's done at 17.5, as I was saying that his best lap was a 17.7. Really throwing the max out of this car, out of his Ferrari. And I was saying, as T-Brand 1, who started P19, is now in P12. He overtook many drivers who were retired, but that's still something. He's still in the game for the points. Some drivers ahead of him does some mistakes, as Dirt Shark showed us some laps ago. We are going to see drivers doing some mistake in this final lap because the concentration really get down. That we have tire with really high degraded tires, as T-Brand with 32 laps old mediums, Fred Nolasco and Julius Reyes with 20 old set of mediums tire, which is still good, but we are going to the phase where the mediums are really dropping off quite fast, and you're gonna lose quite a bit of time. Let's see the situation with the penalties. We can decide the final position. We can see the Haas driver let Dirk Shark pass. We are cancelled lap 63 with 7 laps to go. Let's see the distance, the gap between Happy and Dirt Shark. Okay, it's a matter of 8 seconds, so he needs to close the gap to 5 seconds. You really need to drop down the 3 seconds to get into P8. As the Power that doesn't still get a penalty needs to catch F1 Racing Warren to go into the 3 second gap to get P5 and the last money prize, and get also 10 points for his team. Eisenberg is really comfortable in his P4, 32 seconds away from P3, the podium, holded quite nicely by Julius Reyes, who had a moment in the first few laps and then recovered it with a strong performance. And F1 Racing Warrants is 27 seconds away from Eisenberg, so even a mistake will not cost him much. As I said, that if Power is in the 3 second gap, let's see what tires he's on. He's on a really whole tires, so I'm impressed that he's gaining so much time. Of course, the hard at this stage are pretty at the same level of the mediums, maybe a slightly faster, but the raw speed of the driver really count much on this circuit. Let's see the penalties. So Snaggletooth is now the last driver in the points in P10. The driver behind him is Jay Nees and is 43 seconds off, so he's quite comfortable with it. He's gonna get that P10, the last point of the 10, while his teammates, Mr. G-Man Hammertime, has retired from the race sadly, as Barks Littlehood, F1 Mason, Luca and Godzilla. Simopets, another fastest lap, 1:17.3, that's a banger. That's really a fast lap. I have no idea how did it come from. He's charging the battery every 5 laps just to try and do a fastest lap any times. We all know that during going long in the race, the fuel is gonna drop, the weight of the car is gonna drop, and that's so much a factor for these cars. But also the tires degradation in the stock car so high, so it's really finding every time something new to push and gain some tenths. Alan Jupp, 3 second time penalty, they are really ineffective. because he's currently sitting P14, 11 seconds away from the German driver in the Alfa Romeo, who has both drivers out of the top 10, really close to that. We have a spin, probably. No, it's just the racing point to let past the McLaren. We're on lap 66 with 4 to go. Simopets is now gonna get his teammate Eisenberg very soon. A really strong performance for the Italian team. First and fourth, they're gonna guarantee them 26 points plus 12 for a total of 38 points. That's so much for the Constructor Championship, and I just want to remember, because that's so crazy that the first team in the Constructor Championship will get, I should say, £500. If you want to join the Discord of this league to try maybe be a reserve to participate in the next few races, just ask in the chat. I'll send the Discord link. You can see Heisenberg led Simopets through. If you think you can race for points, for the big points, for the top 5, but also for the top 10, if you want to give it a shot, then ask in the chat. I'll send a link to the Discord. We have 9 spectators. I want to thank you all. We had almost like every time 9 spectators, which is quite nice for such a long race. I hope you are enjoying as much as me. I want to thank also the owner of the leagues, Barks Little Hoon, who gave me this opportunity to commentate on this league, for this league. And Simopets is now starting the 68th lap. There are no more fight anymore. We can see the situation with penalties. And that's another fastest lap for Simopets. That's absolutely astonishing. Another 1:17.3, beating his best time just by less than a tenth of a second. Let's see the situation with the penalties. If someone is gonna jump it. Happy got 8 seconds. So let's see the penalty of Dirk, and as I say that, he got 3 seconds. That's really unfortunate for him. Almost jinxed it. It's 4.8 seconds away, the McLaren driver, so he needs to close the gap to 2 seconds, but in 2 laps or so it's gonna be really difficult. Maybe even 1, because he got passed by Simopets. Simopets, who's just shown a purple middle sector, improving even further. Let's see, it crosses line with overtake on, and that's another fastest lap with a 1:17.2, almost a 1. That's an incredible lap time. Let's see if we're gonna recover the ERS, energy recovery system, to go for another fastest lap on the last lap. So let's make a point on this, on the standings. Right now we have Simopets in first place, Fred Alaska P2, Julius Race P3, Eisenberg P4, F1 Racing Warden P5, D Power 71 P6, Muhammad Graham P7, Happy 333 P8, Dirt Shark P9 and completed the top 10 with Snaglasses 13. And we have Simopets going for the last lap of the 70 that we have seen so far, of the 6.9, I should say, plus the 18-minute qualifying. Let's go on board with him with nothing on it. Put the volume up and listen to the Formula 1 sound that I love, and I bet you all do. We're on the last lap. One more sector to go. Simopets, who got the pole, got overtaken at the start by Fred and Lasco, and in the first laps re-overtaking and led every lap of the race, is gonna see the checker flag first and is gonna win the Hungarian Grand Prix, the round 2. There's a back-to-back win from round 1, and that's another win from Simopets, another win from the Scuderia. And that's an incredible effort for him. Heisenberg and the people all behind him will finish the laps and finish the race because they got overtaken by Simopets. Well done, Simopets, in the shot. Yes, it was a really nice race for him. We had Fred and Lasco. We have to say that he's done a really fantastic job to secure his P2, and Julius Reyes got P3, completing the podium. Well done, guys. It was a really fun race. I'm really pleased you have watched all the race with me. I'm gonna thank you all, and I'm gonna goodbye you, and have a good rest of the day wherever you are in the world. For us in Italy, for me especially, I'm going to sleep. I have really so much fun with you guys, and I hopefully will see you next week with the third round in Great Britain.